I'm going to take you through the 4 steps of SightRight putting. We've got the SightRight set up for you with a 5-foot dead straight putt. Right. I'm going to want to show you whether or not you're seeing that dead straight putt, both when you're standing, when you're crouching, when you're in your putting stance, okay, and then the final outcome.
Right.
All right.
So standing first.
So standing first. Right, when I uncover the SightRight, there's 2 lines under there.
Yeah.
If they're not perfectly joined, can you tell me what you see?
They're not perfectly joined.
Right.
The one on the top is slightly to the left of the one on the bottom.
So what I'd like you to do is to turn your head left or right to show the level of error until they're dead straight.
Now they're dead straight.
Okay, so that shows me that you're not sighting through the centre of the golf ball the straight line of the putt.
That's weird.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is stand evenly balanced
Okay.
to sight that perfectly.
That's now absolutely in a dead straight. Actually,
Right.
That's in a dead straight line there.
And now set up to your normal putting stance.
Okay.
Now what I'd like you to do is to tell me if those lines are perfectly joined again.
No, they're not. They've gone back to being the top one, slightly left of the one on the bottom.
So do you need to lean forwards or backwards to straighten those up?
I need to lean backwards.
Right, which indicates that you're a fraction too close to the putt.
So the 2 lines are off centre. I lean back like that. Now I've got one continuous line, but to be honest, Steve, this feels really uncomfortable.
And of course it would, because you were positioned too close to the ball. So now what I'd ask you to do is just move your stance back a fraction so we get balance back into
Like that.
your technique. That's it. But as long as you can see the straight line of aim.
See the straight line of aim.
So what we have you here doing is, in your putting stance, you can now clearly see the direction of the ball in a straight line to the putt. All right? So we, in this step, are going to check 2 things. We're going to check if you set up into your putting stance with the right ball position to ensure that your putter face is square to the way your eyes see a straight line of aim,
Right.
your eye dominance. So what I'd like you to do is just to set up to the SightRight,
Okay.
and put the putter face perfectly square.
So that should be perfectly square.
So we're looking to check perfectly square face of the putter to the SightRight lines.
That's right.
So looking down, are those 2 lines perfectly joined in a straight line?
Well, actually they are.
Fantastic. So if we pop the ball here,
That should be a nice straight putt.
that is your unique putting position and ball position.
Just like that.
Great stuff.
I have a ball here. We can
Okay.
try that. This is how you putt like Darren Clark. Line it up. Keeping your eyes firmly fixed on the straight line behind the hole. Walk forward. Get nicely balanced. Into position. And straight into the back of the hole.
We've been working with pretty straightforward 5-foot dead straight putts.
And I don't often meet myself with pretty straightforward 5-foot putt,
No.
sadly.
And most putts on a green will have some form of break. But the one thing that we do have now is the advantage and the benefit that you can sight perfectly, set up to a putt perfectly, in such a way that you can putt dead straight. Right. So on the principle that every break in a putt needs to start off straight at the outset, you can now apply your SightRight principles to that putt. So we have an 11-foot putt here, so sight this one up dead straight first, and then tell me how you read this putt. But let's set up dead straight first.
Okay. So basically, looking right at the hole, both eyes fully focused, right on the back.
Now,
That's me.
how do you read this putt?
Well, I think it's slightly to the right edge as I'm looking at the hole at the moment.
Okay. So having sighted the dead straight, you're now reading it as a right edge putt.
Yeah.
So now set up to the line of that right edge putt.
Okay, so if I slightly shift my body so I'm still perfectly straight in my stance, and then doing some of that, that should be about the right approach. So much easier if I could take my sight right out onto the course whenever I play. But I don't suppose you're going to let me do that, are you? Beautiful. This game gets easier and easier.
Stand behind the shot in such a way that you believe you're seeing dead straight the golf ball to the 250-yard marker.
Right. Yep, that's pretty much dead in line now.
Okay. So having a look at the sight right, can you tell me what you see?
I am a little bit, top line is a bit to the left of the bottom line.
So as we've done before, just turn your head. So what I'd like you to do is again, just stand behind the sight right, perfectly evenly balanced. So your pre-shot routine is to sight perfectly behind the line of aim that you choose.
Yeah.
We've set it up dead straight for the purposes of this routine. Keep your eyes on that line of aim as you go into the shot. Because you're using a short chipping wedge, when you come into the shot, you can also make sure, just like the putt, that those two lines are perfectly joined, so you're seeing straight down the line of the chip.